Welcome to episode 11 of the Book Writing Journal. I realize it's been a long time since I checked in, so if you're still watching, thank you for checking on my progress. So what's been happening in the last 7 months? I think last time I mentioned that I was getting ready for agenting, and the book proposal did go out to agents. I did get some feedback. It was not very useful, if I'm honest, but the feedback was simply to say thanks, but no thanks. So, although I'd sent out the book proposal in hopes of landing an agent, I wasn't so disappointed that I didn't get an agent this time around. And let me tell you why. I took a big break from anything to do with book writing from pretty much February through till about a month ago. And in that period of time, I didn't look at the book proposal, I didn't do any writing, I really didn't even contemplate the book at all until one of my housemates contacted me and said, "Hey, just been checking in intuitively, and I feel that you've got a bit of a block around your book. Do you want to explore it?" And because I'm always open to those kinds of conversations, I was really pleased to jump on a call with him. And through just having a simple dialogue around how I felt about the proposal and how I felt about the book, I realized that I didn't like the structure of the book, and I wasn't necessarily happy with some of the content that I'd written. So he quite openly, and I'm not going to say flippantly, but just really casually said, "Why don't you just start again? Like you can always just redo it." And I didn't. I didn't do anything for about a month. I just kind of let it sit and percolate, and let that sort of make its way around my system to see how I felt about it. And if I'm being truthful, I hadn't even looked at the book proposal again since I sent it out to agents. I didn't want to see it anymore. But what happened about 5 weeks ago is that I suddenly decided it's time for me to revisit this proposal and find out how I really feel about it. And I don't mean feel in the mind, I mean like feel in the heart. And as I read through the proposal, I realized that the book that I said I wanted to write or felt that I wanted to write wasn't what I'd put down in the proposal. And it wasn't because I did anything wrong, or it wasn't because of anything that I was doing that had changed dramatically. What had actually happened is that by taking a break, I started to get absolute clarity around my own story by not being connected to it every single day and not writing about it every single week. And so when people have started to ask me during this period of time, what is my book about? I have very, very simple messages depending upon who I'm talking to. I might start off by saying it's about a guy who happens to be gay and deaf, searching for answers as to why he was deaf and how to deal with his sexuality. That's one way of explaining it. It could also be that it's about the themes of disability, sexuality, and identity, and the search for truth while traveling all around the world, and realizing that while the deafness was what seemed like the heart of the story, was actually just the invitation to seek. And what I was really seeking was a home within myself. And I'm really pleased to say that I feel like I found that home now. I really feel that I've come home to myself. And so my book wasn't about deafness of hearing. My book was about a deafness of feeling. And so what I have to teach in this book is that no matter what traumas we've been through, no matter what things have caused us to shut down, and I know so many people who've been through this experience, there is a possibility and there are ways that you can come back from that you can open your heart again. And so I share faithfully my own experiences of reawakening those feelings deep inside of myself, so that now I don't shy away from the emotions that I was having, and I'm not numb to them in the way that I was back in 2007. And so that's really what my story is about. And with that clarity, I am able to frame a much more powerful chapter structure. I'm able to write more succinct chapter summaries, and I'm able to be really crystal clear about what this book is and how it can help people. And that's been the real gift of not being connected to this book for the last 7 months. And so I'm really glad that agents didn't pick up the book proposal that I had previously submitted, because I'm not sure I even wanted to write that book. But what I am sure about now is I've got a much clearer pathway to what happens next. So I'm busy reorganizing the structure. I'm rewriting each of the chapter summaries, And I've revisited the content and have reorganized the content into a way that feels more natural for me. And I'm using my own deeper sense of emotions and feelings that perhaps were absent from the earlier sample writing. I definitely feel like there's been a big shift, not only in clarity, but also in the style of writing and the depths that I'm prepared to go to in sharing my story. So next stage will be to finalize this version of the book proposal and send it out for circulation once more. And fingers crossed, either I pick up an agent, and that would be the ultimate goal, or I have to go to self-publishing, which is my personal commitment to myself that if I am unable to publish this through traditional means, then I will publish it myself, if only to get it into the hands of the people who've encouraged me through this book writing journey. I look forward to updating you on the next book writing journal, so stay tuned.